All right, good morning everyone. What is up? Welcome back to the Real TN Fishing YouTube channel. It is a cool November morning. And so what we've done is we're right directly across from Raccoon Mountain. That's actually the pump storage facility right across the river there where they pump water up the mountain. I've been trying to do some catfishing the past few weeks. Haven't had much luck, but I don't think it's going to be as windy today. That's been the biggest problem. It's been so windy the past 2 weeks, you can't hardly fish it. I don't think it's going to be that windy today. It is a little cool, but I do have my waders with me, so I can actually get out into the water and cast and try to get to where I need to be. So I have 4 catfishing rods with me. As always, I have my little Lew's open face, and we've got some different bait today. We've got some gizzard shad that I got from my local bait and tackle store, Jack's. Shout out to Jack's, awesome little hometown bait and tackle store. So glad that they're still around. But yeah, so we've got the gizzards, and I do have some worms. We may try to catch some bluegill. It may be too cold. I don't know how cold the water is yet, but yeah. And then of course I've got some shiners with me for my downtime while I'm hopefully waiting on a big Tennessee river cat. So yeah, we're gonna get suited up. We're gonna get out here in the water, and hopefully our luck will turn around today. So as always, I appreciate y'all tagging along, and hey y'all, let's go fishing. All right guys, like I said, I have 4 rods with me today. I have the 2 usual culprits with me. Those are my Alios 400 bait casting reels, both spooled up with 20-pound Berkley big game mono. That is a Hellcat 7.6. That is an Ancient Mariner 7.6. This is medium heavy on the Hellcat. This is heavy action. I have this with me today. This is my Alios 300. It's the smaller version of that. Still the same though. That is 20-pound Berkley big game, just in a different color. And that is a 7.6 Cabela's rod that I've had for years. I absolutely love. And then I have this guy with us. That is my Penn Wraith. I believe it's a 5,000 20-pound mainline. That is my old school Big Cat Fever rod, but setup is going to be the same on all 3 of these. We have a weight, no roll sinker, a bead, swivel of some kind, 50-pound saltwater leader. That's actually saltwater line that I use, and then 7 aught, and I think that one's actually a 10 aught. But yeah, that is the setup today. Just a basic Carolina rig, nothing crazy. That's the way I catfish, and it works. So yeah, let's get some bait cut up, and let's get out here and see if we can't catch a fish or 2. Important when baiting for, or with any kind of live bait, especially catfishing. That right there, that scale will cause you to miss a fish. So make sure you clean that hook tip off there. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got a rod in my hand because as soon as I took my GoPro off to take my jacket off, we had a fish. Trying to get my waders buckled back here. We don't lose him. There we go. Right, let's get this guy to us. Not a huge one. There he is. So we can get him through these weeds here. Little guy. But hey, guess what y'all? That's a catfish. It's a little blue. Look at that, y'all. Him little guy. All right. Open your mouth, bud. Let me get this hook out of you. There we go. All right. Huh. Look at that, y'all. Little catfish. But that's a good sign right there. We haven't been here. I literally just got all 3 of my rods out in the water. And like I said, I took my jacket off, took my GoPro off my chest, and this rod started running. So let's get a picture with him and we're gonna get him back in the water. Right, y'all. Let's say he maybe weighs 5 pounds. We want to make sure I get this guy released back into the water. Go that way, buddy. Wrong way. I had this problem last time I fished here. These old blue cats just didn't want to swim through that grass. Now, he'll make his way back out there, and if he doesn't, we'll go out and help him. There you go, buddy. Back to the depths. That's mighty kind of that guy. He left us our bait, which we have plenty of bait with us today. But, yeah. So, where we're fishing at here, as you can see, this is really a real sandy bank. And like I said, out in the middle of the channel there, it's about 100 foot. But what this sandy bank does is it slopes off and then drops down. And what'll happen is swimming up and down the river here, right on the other side of where that drop off is those catfish. They'll come cruising through here looking for something to eat, and then hopefully, like just then, we'll be sitting right there on that slope with our bait, and he'll come up and he'll grab it. So yeah, like I said, we haven't been here 10 minutes, but we're off to a good start. I've said it in almost every video I catfish with, and these PC Fun Alios 400s are cream of the crop, as Macho Man Randy Savage would say. They are, man, they're something else. They're perfect for catfishing. Like I said, I know they use them up north for musky fishing, so it'll definitely handle some big fish. Well, guys, we've been out here for about 2 hours. We got that one fish within 5 minutes of being here, and the bite has been non-existent. So it's been a mess with the bluegill. That's one thing we can always do, and if we catch one good enough size, we may actually try to use it for bait. Because like I said, we're using gizzard today, gizzard shad, but we will gladly take a good sized gill if we can get it. I've caught a few small ones, but here we go, y'all. That's about the size of the ones I caught earlier. They're not very big. You can see we will like I said, we'll sit here and mess with the gills, and hopefully while we're doing this, one of our bait alarms will go off back there behind us. So all right, guys, so what we have decided to do is move spots. We caught that one catfish within like 5 minutes of being there, and then a couple hours went by, didn't get a single bite. Messed with the bluegill for a little bit, so now we are in Saudi Daisy, and we're gonna give it a shot up here. We can't really do any worse than we did up there. I guess if we don't catch anything, then it would be worse, but hey, change of scenery might not be a bad thing. So let's give it a whirl, let's get baited up, and let's get out here. Used to fish this spot as a kid, used to do really well. Never really catfished it. I've only catfished it one time, and that was in the dead middle of winter. So hey, let's give it a shot and see what happens, y'all. So let's go fishing. All right, y'all, I set my rod down and walked away, and we got us one little bass. Yeah, boom. Pretty decent sized little bass there. That'll work, we'll take him. I was walking back up, I had my rod sitting right here, and my stuff's over there. Well, I come walking back up, I was like, my bobber's gone. Sure enough, this guy was on the other end. Not a bad little fish. Alright, let's get him back in the water. Boom, there he goes. Cool. Well, there's some people on a boat with a bunch of catfishing rods. Maybe that's a good sign. Or maybe it ain't. Who knows?